what the heck is Instagram and how can it help your medical practice? Today we're going to talk about some Instagram basics. So once you have followers, now comes the question of what kinds of things can you do on Instagram? What kind of content can you share? On Facebook, a long time ago it was you would post a message or a comment and everyone could see it. Then you could share pictures, then you could share videos, then you could do photo albums, etc. Right? So on Instagram, there's some more vocabulary to learn. There are posts, there are stories, there's IGTV, and there's even going live. So let's kind of tackle that in order. Posts are what you see most frequently. It's what a page chooses to share, whether it's a photo or a video. Usually there's some production that goes into that, making the picture look really nice or filming the perfect video, and then you put it out there. The post goes on your Instagram page. So if someone is on your Instagram page for the first time, they can see all of your previous posts, and then they can choose to follow you to see new posts that you put out as you put them out. Now, there's that concept, and that's kind of what I think most people are used to when they're scrolling through Instagram. You're looking at posts. And posts can be photos. Posts can also be videos now. And you can even have posts that are multiple photos. So I don't want to confuse you, but all of those things are considered posts. Now, there's a concept of Instagram stories. If you're familiar with Snapchat, this is kind of the same idea with an Instagram story. If you're not familiar with Snapchat, don't worry. On an Instagram story, what you can choose to do is you can share things to your followers. Generally speaking, they're going to be short video clips, and they can be moving video or they can be still video. And the idea is it makes it available to the people that are following you for a limited amount of time, roughly 24 hours. So let's say we wanted to do a story about us filming this podcast and this jam session. So what would happen is Matt would grab his phone, he would grab a little bit of video, maybe scroll back and forth what's in the studio, and he would add it to our story. What that would mean is that any of our followers could click on the button and they could see what we were up to today. And after 24 hours, they disappear. So it's kind of this temporary thing that's just floating out there on the internet. And tomorrow night, if they checked, they wouldn't see it. They wouldn't see the story anymore because enough time had passed. So it's meant to be this thing that you share, whatever's going on, what you're eating for lunch, where you're driving to, you're working out. You share little snippets of your life or your business, and people that are paying attention in real time can check it out and see what's going on, and then it kind of disappears. So it's not like a post, it's shared forever for people to look at in the future, and it is meant to be this kind of fun way to show people what you're seeing and what you're doing. So as a business, you can show off interesting cases, you can show your staff, you can show your business, the weather, local sports teams. It's meant to be very current and it's meant to be very quick. There's not as much production that goes into sharing your story. There are of course lots of options and things you can do with it. And if you're familiar with Instagram, you'll see more and more features as you go along. But at its heart, you're sharing in real time what's going on. Now, there's also IGTV, which I'm only going to talk about briefly, but the short version is that outside of your posts, or if you do a video as a post for Instagram, right now you're limited to a minute, of content because it was meant to be picture related and quick fire things. But you can also share longer videos, and they would go to what's called IGTV. The short version, Instagram wants you to watch things on their platform. The mobile phone is the new television. It's what we look at for large chunks of our day to be entertained. And so it's a way that you can share longer videos through Instagram. Touch on it more at a later time, but know that there is such a thing as IGTV. It's different than posts and stories. And then lastly, you can go live on Instagram. So a story, remember, is something you can share in real time. Going live on Instagram means you literally turn on your camera and everyone on your page who wants to watch can see what's going on, live action, and then of course they can watch it later if they wanted to, kind of like a replay. So if you have a special event, if you're doing a drawing for a raffle, if you are having a birthday celebration, you can go on Instagram, you can go live, and people can see this from wherever they are by clicking on your live feed, and it's kind of a way to, for better words, FaceTime with your followers. They can see what's going on through your phone.